Hi, survivors. So, today I wanted to talk about how no can actually be the key to yes. So, if you have good boundaries, if you have the ability to identify what is for you and what is not for you, then you are able to say no easily. That's not so much the case. Generally, with codependence, we have a hard time establishing no, establishing what our desires are, our wants are, our preferences, because we have either been trained or internally accepted the other coming first and then us coming second. So to change that is really the ability to say no. If you're indiscriminate about what you let in or not, if anything comes your way and you say okay to it, then you're not effectively using the word no. Um, if you are offered things and you're not able to say no, if your preoccupation with pleasing the other person is paramount rather than pleasing yourself, you will always defer to the other's preference. If you catch yourself, for example, someone asks you, "Where would you like to go?" and you say, "Well, wherever you want to go," or if you always defer to another person's choice or preference, or even when asked directly, what is your preference, you are unable to come up with one or assert one. You don't allow that. That's something to look at and consider. And consider that by saying no, you are effectively determining choice. You're determining what it is that you allow in and what it is that you're keeping out. And by doing that, you are bolstering the self, your own wishes, your own choices. What's no for you may be yes for someone else. And what's yes for, someone else might be no for you. I mean, it's by taking the time to say no, developing a comfort level with that, a peace within yourself with saying that, realizing it doesn't have to be hurtful to anyone else, that through doing that, you actually get to realize what yes is again. One of my friends said a long time ago, and I love this, she said, try to remember what yes feels like. Because if you're constantly struggling against something, you're actually giving power over to that thing. If you're constantly trying to push something away, you are actually feeding your attention to that thing. And so I think sometimes as codependents we can get, because we don't allow ourselves to say yes to something or no to something, which is really distinction, determining things, determination of our values, our preferences. Because of that, we can end up in struggle against things, and that's where I think the control of external things comes in, is that because we're not controlling ourselves, we try to control the external thing, or feel the need to, because we feel out of control and we need the other person or other thing to be in control so that then we're okay. The way out of that immediately is stop trying to control external things, stop resisting against external things, and start to say yes to yourself or no to what it is that you actually mean no to. And that actually will unlock this key to preference. Because if you're constantly not allowing yourself preference, if you're constantly diminishing your ability to set a boundary and to adhere to it, or that it's not okay for you for some reason, you might want to ask yourself, is it okay for me to say no? When was the last time I said no to something and it was okay? If you're not okay with that, then you're actually really not okay with yes. And you may forget what that feels like. You may forget, like, you may start thinking, yeah, it's okay, I'll always go do all these other things, and then wondering why you don't feel satisfied, why you don't feel enthusiastic, motivated, optimistic. You really have to know what is for you, and to feel happy and fulfilled. And part of the way of doing that is getting rid of what is not for you. As you start to eliminate things that are not comfortable in your life, things that are not of your choosing, that is what's going to help you identify what is for you, what is of your choosing, what is of your desire, what it is that you want. So instead of blaming the narcissist, instead of engaging with them and constantly engaging in this no pattern, No, I don't want that. No, that's not for me. I'm frustrated. I'm resisting against it. I'm engaging with it. I'm fighting against it. Instead of engaging with no, learn how to say no and learn how to just cut off and not try to control. Learn how to go over to where yes is. Learn what that means. And instead of always denying yourself the privilege of saying no, you can just say no to it. That's not something I want. I'm going to go over here and do what it is that I want that makes me happy. So that's a power of your own self-sovereignty. And that means having control of yourself. That means having the right to determine and judge what is for you and what is not for you, what is a yes for you and what's a no for you. It means being in control of yourself, not having to control others and not having others control you. So that's something that you can take on at any moment. Try practicing and engaging in saying no and see if it can lead you to finding out your yes. So that's my little video on how yes is found through saying no. Thanks everyone for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay sane.